Bernadette Jansen, founder of the School of Renovating and self-proclaimed renovation addict. I want to thank you for taking the time to watch this training. The key focus of this training is to teach you the things that you need to know to build a 5 or 6 figure profit from a renovation project. So if you're stuck in a job you hate, or you've had a financial setback, or you're just not where you hope to be financially by now, then I'm going to teach you how you can turn your creativity into a powerful solution. So whether you've just started thinking about renovating and you're overwhelmed and you have no clue where to start, or you've done a few projects and you haven't quite mastered this profit thing, don't worry, because I've got you covered. In this video, I'm going to teach you the 6 pillars that you need to know to make a profit from renovating. Why generous, nice people like you and me are wired to succeed, and why it's critical that you get this mastered now. So there are some major changes happening in the property market at the moment that are going to blow your mind. I'm going to tell you about those in a little bit. But for now, you need to up your game so that you're in a position to benefit from those changes. So whether you're wanting to renovate full-time as a business or to increase the value and the income of investment properties, or whether you just want to make $10,000 or $20,000 on the side. So I'm going to teach you the things that you must know, that you must understand, and the sequence in which they should be done, so that you can benefit from this huge gift that the property market has delivered to us, so that you can do the thing that you love and be highly paid for it. So you've probably heard stories about people making incredible profits from renovating, and there's something that I want to make super clear to you. This is not a get-rich-quick scheme. What I'm going to teach you is how to work smarter, how to work more strategically and more effectively so that you make your renovation results more powerful. So the people who work out how to leverage their renovation results make the highest profits, have the best outcomes, working with integrity and doing something that they can be really proud of. So before we go any further, let's address something that you might be thinking. You might be wondering how much building knowledge that you need to have to be a renovator. And I'm here to tell you that the building knowledge is at the bottom of the list. I'm living proof that you don't need to be a building whiz to make money out of renovating. In actual fact, it's a disadvantage, because when you're renovating or your results are based around what you can do yourself, then you've got a lid on your potential. So you might be wondering how I got into this. My story started over 20 years ago when I started renovating as a creative outlet when I was at home looking after our 4 children. Now, I had a go at pretty much everything, and it led me to some unusual places. And I did some development, I did some subdivision, I did some heritage work, I did some new builds, but ultimately I ended up buying a rundown business to renovate. It was a corporate cafe, and I not only renovated the building, but I renovated the business, and I dragged it, kicking and screaming, back into the black. So I was living my own MasterChef experience, except mine had all the real bits: the temperamental chefs, the wages, the training, the no-shows, and the sleepless nights. But eventually, after 2 years, I had that business singing. The problem was I'd stopped singing. It was destroying me. Reality came like a slap in the face. I can still remember that day. I was sitting in a doctor's surgery with the word cancer ringing in my ears. All of a sudden, the world seemed to stop. I could hear myself talking, but I couldn't feel anything. I was filled with a wave of regret. All the things I'd missed out on, all the people that I'd missed and that had missed me. I had been so caught up in my own busyness that I had forgotten how to live. I had a deep sense of loss for my husband, for my children, and for myself. So in that moment, I had a sudden clarity. I knew exactly what mattered to me, and I clung on to it. So the road back to health for me was both challenging and difficult, both physically and mentally. But I emerged out of the darkness, committed to living a life that was full and loving and generous. For me, renovating was the only solution. I knew I was good at it, but I needed to fine-tune my results because my financial results had been mediocre. I knew it was possible. I saw other people doing it, but it needed some work. So when I was fully well again, I dedicated some time to learning about mindset, about property, about business systems. I looked at what I'd done well and what I hadn't, and what I needed to do to shape a solution that made my results more reliable. So I created a system for creating reliable profit through streamlined and methodical methods. So once again, I could enjoy the process of renovating and have the freedom and also have the payday. So over the last 3 years, I've done 3 major renovations and made over $500,000 profit. Can you believe that? And the best thing is that I now have the solution so that I don't have to worry about money anymore. So now this experience has changed my life, and I've found that my struggles, my challenges and my triumphs can help other people. So I'm really excited about the fact that I now have the power to change someone else's life. Someone who wants a better and a brighter future. Someone who's fed up with their job or just doesn't want to be a victim to their circumstances. And someone had the pain of seeing their relationship and their finances go down the drain. So as you may know, I now write and speak for several organisations on renovating. So one of my personal skills is that I'm able to teach in a way that's simple and straightforward and helps you get results. And I'd love the opportunity to teach you too. There was a time when renovating was just about the profit, and we looked for the things that we thought made money, but there was no science to it. But these days, generous creatives like you and I focus on the people, the needs and wants of the people that are going to be living in the property. And that gives us a huge competitive advantage. The thing with renovating is to be successful, it really plays to our inherent strengths. So the market is changing, and I want to tell you about that now. There are 2 things that are happening that you need to know about. Firstly, the baby boomers are looking to move out of their big family homes, and they're wanting to move into something that's chic and modern and accommodates their needs. It's flexible. So with that, there's 2 opportunities. One, the big houses that they're leaving are perfect blank canvases for creating stunning family homes. And the second thing is that these people are looking for somewhere to live, and they're not going to be settling for the ordinary. They're not happy with what their parents retired into, and so there's an opportunity there for renovators to really fill the gap. Now, the other place where there's a huge opportunity is in the market for family homes, because now the tail end of the Gen X's and the Gen Y's are coming up into that market. They've got little kids and they're not willing to start where their parents started. They want it now. There's evidence that the Gen Y's in particular prefer new, but in the denser suburbs, that's not an option. There's not enough land available. So for a renovator, that's a huge opportunity, because there's never been a market for renovations like there is now, with this particular generation out there looking for quality family homes. And they're savvy. They don't want tacky rubbish. They want quality homes that have been renovated with integrity. And that speaks to our strengths. So it's an exciting time for renovators, and I really encourage you to find out more about it. So the good news is it's simpler and easier than it's ever been before, and trust me, you can do it. So now I'm going to go through what the 6-pillar plan to renovation success is. Firstly, the first pillar is clarity of purpose. In that, we get really clear about our why. What gets you out of bed in the morning, the thing that draws you forward, because it can be tough sometimes and you need to have a compelling reason to keep progressing. We also, with our purpose, we think about the where. So where it's going to work for us to be working. So we have the freedom of choosing our location. This is our opportunity to do that, and I'll talk to you about how you go about that. And the third thing that you need to think about is the how. So the strategy, what strategy you're going to be using to achieve your financial goals. The second pillar is to have laser focus on your market. So I'll explain to you how we really drill down and know exactly who is going to be buying or renting our investment property and what their wants and needs are, how you work out what it is they're willing to pay for and what they're not. The third pillar is understanding what constitutes a profitable renovation. So not every house has the potential for profit. In fact, very few do. So you need to understand the distinctions between a house that's not profitable and one that has the potential to make the profit that you want. So the fourth pillar is knowing the numbers, and that's a very important pillar because obviously it doesn't matter how happy we are, if we're not making money, we're not going to be happy for very long. So basically I will lay out for you the formulas we use to make sure that there is profit in our project and to protect that profit, to make sure that it's still there at the end of the project when the property is going on the market. So the fifth pillar is the systems of management. You must have foolproof systems for managing your project, so it's almost on autopilot. That way you're not reinventing the wheel each time, you're not having to struggle over different decisions. You've got this process that you step by step through so that the outcome is predictable. So the sixth pillar is positioning your renovation property for the best outcome possible in terms of either sale or rental income. And that involves three areas of focus. The first area is the presentation, obviously. The second area is the personnel, the people that you selecting the right people to get the property either sold or rented. And the third one is the marketing plan. And you will have a marketing plan for a rental property as well as a property for sale, and it's not just a matter of turning it over to an agent. You need to take control of this process every step of the way. Now, that's an outline of the points I'm going to be going through in the next video. I've uploaded a worksheet for you to use during the course of that training, and so you can go ahead and download it now so you're ready for the next video. So thanks for taking the time to watch. I hope you've got value from this video. If you have any questions or comments, please make sure that you leave them in the box below, and I endeavour to respond to as many as I can. Otherwise, I look forward to seeing you in the next video. So until then, believe in yourself, unleash your passion, and live a life you love.